RenderForest.com.
Hi all, this is Trisha Peach, host of the Peach Buzz, and this week I'm in St. Paul, Minnesota. Hello, St. Paul. I love this place. I went to college in Minneapolis for my undergrad, so I'm back here for my doctorate work. I really enjoy it. It's at Bethel Seminary. This week we're talking about the Psalms, but I wanted to just bring up the subject of one of the most important things that you can do for your ministry, for connecting with kids, connecting with student ministries, probably even the adults in your ministry. Have you ever had a group of kids and you stand in front of them? I do this when I'm substitute teaching or when I'm doing kids camps or something, and you'll say something, who has a dog? And all of a sudden everybody wants to talk. They're all raising their hand and they all these stories come spilling out. And what I've noticed in this generation of kids, I know they're called Generation Alpha, is the newest generation of kids. They seem so desperate for someone to listen to them. They seem so eager to tell someone about their day or how they're doing. And I don't know if it's that some children are not heard. No one's listening at home when they're talking. But one of the most important things you can do when trying to connect with the people you minister to is listen. Really listen. And when I'm substitute teaching, if they find out that I will listen, all of a sudden they all want to tell me everything. They want to talk to someone. They want an adult that will pay attention to them. Now, if this is a much smaller child, I would suggest getting down on their level, eye level, and giving them your full attention. We have lost the importance of our full attention. And as a parent, this is convicting to me too, because we don't want the kids to have the phones at the table for dinner, but do we? Do we close those laptops? So what I'm talking about is when a child is telling you something, you offer eye contact and you don't text, but you're giving them your full attention and you're honoring them as a human being. Sometimes kids, they just seem so desperate for that, almost like oxygen or water on a hot day. They want someone to listen to them. Sometimes even just, I'll ask some group of kids on Sunday, so how was your week? What happened at school? And they're just stunned for a second. An adult is asking me, and then they just, this is what happened on Thursday, and this is what happened on Friday, and if you really decide to listen, just prepare yourself, because you're going to open Pandora's box, and they're all going to want to share. But that's what I have noticed about this generation. They're a screen generation. They're almost entirely on a screen. They are native technology speakers. There's still a hole there that we can help fill, that the church can help fill, that Jesus helps fill, that they cannot find on a screen. And it's that face-to-face contact and having a human being listening to you. And I do think that some of our children don't get that. I think there are times that they do not have anyone that will listen to them. So a good way to do that, say you're doing kids' church this Sunday, is you can ask a couple of them before the service starts, how was school this week? How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Oh my goodness. I have noticed that I have kids that are like complete strangers, and I talk to people all the time. I know you can't believe that, but I'll be, say, waiting to get on the airplane, and a child will be sitting there, and I'll say something to the child like, ooh, look at that airplane out there. Isn't that exciting? And in 1 minute, they're telling me about how their grandfather died 2 years ago, and they lost their hamster. And I mean, this is all pouring out, and all I ever did was listen. So ask questions and listen with uninterrupted attention. And you don't have to have all the answers. There are times that they will say, okay, my aunt died. And I will say, I am so sorry to hear that. I don't try to defend God or say that this will never happen again. I usually say sometimes life can be very, very difficult, and it is so wonderful that we do have Jesus to talk to about it. Do you want me to pray with you? And most kids are like, yes, please, please. And they're so shocked that an adult will pray with them. I think kids understand I think kids today have a lot harder lives than I did. I think they face things before they're 10 that I haven't faced in my entire life. So what I'm challenging you to this week is to ask questions of your kids and other kids, people that are in your ministry, student ministries, and then listen. Uninterrupted listening. Don't judge. Don't offer easy, trite solutions. Just listen. And you can say things like, I hear you. I'm here. God loves you. I love you. I don't know why this has happened. And just listen. I have had kids come up to me at church and just start talking because they know I'll listen. And the problem that I see is if we're not listening in the church, somebody else is going to be. And that's how cults attract a lot of kids, and they have to have somebody to talk to. The suicide rate is going up and up and up and up for kids even under the age of 12. It's terrible. They need to have someone that they can talk to and be real with. And that means your full, undivided attention. And I know how hard that is. I know we live in such a multimedia world and we multitask all the time. They need us to listen, undivided. And I mean, seek them out and let them talk. And some of them, you pull the cork off, they're just going, blah, blah, blah. And I let them. I let them because some of them they need to talk to someone. So this week, who can you ask some questions of? Who can you listen to? Undivided attention and really hear them and let them know you're there for them. And thank you for what you do for Jesus and his kids. Thank you for loving the kids in your life and being a part of the ministry, student ministries, children's ministries, every other kind of ministry. And make sure you have someone in your life that you can talk to and have someone listening to you as well. It's very important. We have to listen to others and have someone that will listen to us. I prioritize the people in my life that I know will listen to me, that will listen when I really need to talk. So, love you guys. Hello again to St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm loving my week here, and I hope you got to catch me in the conference last week, the Bible Creative Conference. It was my privilege and my pleasure to be a part of it. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Peach Buzz. Bye.